Hello, greetings and salutations, listeners. A long time no see, or here, I guess. Long time no. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just inferring that because you know, uh, the time works a lot differently. I would imagine for you, depending on where you're listening to this from. But I'm being advised to change the. Anyway, so I was let's see, what was I doing? You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I was eating a donut earlier, the other day. Yeah, I was eating a donut the other day, and I got to thinking, a few things on that topic. Um, Firstly, what is the difference between a donut and a bagel? And I know, hold the angry comments there. Just hear me out on this. So, a donut is sweeter than a bagel, I suppose. It has a higher sugar content. Now, don't get me wrong. Not some donuts have signature looks, like the traditional jelly-filled donut with powdered sugar on top and everything. That doesn't have a hole in the center, so it can't be a bagel because, from my limited experience in the bagel existing world, um, the bagels, every bagel that I've ever seen um, has a hole in the center of it. And legend has it, this is an unconfirmed rumor, but it's, increasingly likely. I for one, believe it. Um, but legend has it that the reason that bagels have a hole in them is so that customers get less products, and so then they can make more bagels. It's something like 20% less, I believe. So, they can make five bagels then instead of four, or would it be six instead of five? I don't know. Math isn't wasn't exactly my major, but the point is, you get more bang for your buck, that, or they do. I mean, it's the other way around. If you're the one receiving the bagel, then you get less of it. So I guess most customers wouldn't be very happy about that, unless, of course, maybe you're trying to wean off of them. Maybe it's like one of those things where you just want to try a sample, but you got to buy a whole bagel, and maybe you have poor self restraint or something like that, and you're just gonna eat the whole bagel, and you don't want to do that, and so like, if it's in your hands, you're gonna eat it, but you don't want to because you don't need to. You just want to take a bite of it. I know how that is, and so I guess they make it easier. So technically, if that was their motivation with this whole movement thing, then we may owe them a thank you then, for being thoughtful to those individuals that do have that mindset and that are like that, because it adds up. A bagel here, a bagel there. Think of how many bagels you've probably eaten in your lifetime. Um, Even if you're not a hardcore bagel enthusiast, you probably still occasionally eat them. So, like, their presence in hotel lobbies, and continental breakfasts here or there, buffets at or at hors d'oeuvres sometimes. Basically, any sort of morning event, like a morning business meeting or something, will probably have them, um, or just kind of just things like that. Yeah, usually morning events. Which brings me to the next topic, and I know, like, I know, before you leave a comment with it like, wow, you seem a little prepared, like, like this one was a long time coming. It wasn't. I'm still making this up as I go along, but I'm getting fired up here. If I'm going to be honest, it's a topic I feel passionately about, um, at least somewhat, enough to talk about it on here. Um, so on the show that I host, But so yeah, that brings me to the next thing. Uh, with speaking of mornings and the donut bagel debacle, donuts, donuts and coffee. This is something that I'm perplexed about. Now, a lot of people like donuts and coffee, especially the shall we say, uh, elderly. I believe is a uh, non derogatory term for them. Elderly population. They from they're the demographic that typically will participate in this activity the most. The aforementioned activity, the activity in question, of course, being the donuts dipping or dunking into the coffee. Um, and, you know, I say this because, actually, well, all right, you know what, just strike that. But the point I'm trying to make here is, you know, the donuts. Donuts and coffee to me, if you want to enjoy them separately, but like for the same meal, that's fine. Donuts for breakfast, I'm not really on board with the whole dessert for breakfast thing because let's face it, donuts are a dessert, okay? Um, so I'm not really on board with that. Some people like eat ice cream at breakfast and all that. I get it. I mean, I'm not gonna refuse dessert or anything. I love dessert. It's my favorite kind of food, but still, I mean, it's breakfast. Come on, have some decency, have some self-respect. It's breakfast. And I'm not saying you got to eat like a salad or anything for breakfast because some people do that too. And I'm probably more likely to eat dessert for breakfast than salad for breakfast, but I have done both. But I think your breakfast would be um, I don't know, give me some time on that. But traditional breakfast foods. But the point is, donuts, like whatever. If you, I'm not critiquing those who eat donuts for breakfast. That's fine. And coffee for breakfast, obviously, that's a given. So donuts and coffee, that's whatever. That's fine. But the part that perplexes me is the donuts dunking into the coffee. People who dip their donuts in their coffee. I just don't get that. Wouldn't that like completely ruin the taste of the donut? I don't want my donut to taste like coffee. That doesn't sound very enjoyable. That just sounds like why would anyone do that? Like I get it. Some people like the taste of just straight up coffee, I suppose. Um, but why would you want that on a donut? Because it's like, why have the donut then? Why not have it be like, I mean, I can see maybe dipping like bread in coffee, but even that, like, not, why would you want to dip anything in coffee? Dipping bread in soup, I can kind of understand. I do that occasionally, not very often, but once in a while I will, and it's at here or there. But, you know, I just don't understand. Um, the entire uh, coffee donut dipping world, that entire industry is very uh, confusing to me. Um, yeah, I just want to make my stance on that note, and I'm sorry if I alienate a significant percentage of listeners that think like, oh wow, I was kind of on board with this show. I kind of liked where things were headed. I thought this was at least moderate quality programming. And I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of a fan of the show. I was thinking of maybe supporting it or something. But now that I know this, with the cat out of the bag on this one, see, this is why people and celebrities and, people on the internet and all that should just keep their opinions to themselves. Entertainers, that's what I was looking for. Entertainers should just not talk about serious things. They should only just entertain. This is why, because now I can't listen to this show anymore because no matter what the host is talking about, all I'm going to be thinking about is, yes, but that stance on donuts, I just cannot, I can't back that up. I can't vouch for that. And obviously, I can't listen to any entertainers or internet voices that disagree with me on such a uh, crucial issue as a donut dipping, because I'm a turbo donut dunking enthusiast. I've been dunking donuts all my life. It's been a long time family tradition for over 130 years, and it's something it's sacred in our household, and it's a custom every time we invite someone over to the house and we eat a meal together. No matter what meal it is, we need to make sure that we um, initiate them into that sacred rite of passage there, which we get them the cup or the mug or the thermos of coffee, and then we give them a donut, and we just kind of hand it to them and back away and just see what comes natural to them. And if they don't get it, if they don't do it right on the first attempt, like within a few seconds, then we politely ask them to leave. Sometimes while brandishing a weapon, if the situation calls for it. But it's because I just can't stand to be around people like that. So that's why, like, it was an okay show until that happened, and now now I can't do it anymore. I just can't listen to it anymore because it's that important to me. It just grinds my gears that much. So I'm sorry if I alienated that specific portion of the audience. And again, I'm not discounting that. I'm not making light of that, because obviously all of the listeners are important to me and the whole uh, team here. So obviously we'd be very sad to see you go, but I'm sorry, but I will not, I simply will not apologize for my stance on the matter at hand. The donuts and coffee, uh, dipping, pair combo breakfast, uh, uh, you know, thing there. That's just how I feel, and hopefully we can move on and set aside our differences, or at least that one difference, if you disagree with me there, and just kind of overlook it. And hopefully you won't think that I'm a bad individual uh, for that. That I'm a bad influence on children, or any impressionable folks out there, or anything like that. Or that I'm some sort of blasphemous heathen, or scoundrel, or ne'er do well, or a fiend, or a or anything like a scallywag, or a hooligan, or a peasant, or a um, anything like that. But I do understand, though, if you need to excuse yourself at this time to to sort of think things over and decide what the future of your listenership to this program will be, and exactly what it will consist of. Anyway, seems we're getting a phone call here. I wonder who it's from. Hello, caller. You are on the air, or I guess in the air, probably. There's something in the air tonight, and it is you, or you're one of the things in the air. And you're one of the many things. Like, that's another thing. How many, and just hold on there, caller. But how many things are in the air right now? That's it's such a weird thought, you know? Like there's so much in the air at any given time, you know? I mean, it's you just it's like as much air as there is, there's like equally as much stuff in the air. It's really something. That's all I gotta say about that. Anyway, so caller, um, you are now in the air, or rather, your voice, or not even a digitally synthesized version of your voice is now in a portion of air, moving in, I believe, a direct line from, you know. Anyway, hey caller, introduce yourself. Yeah, this is Figurative Frank. Oh, hey, Figurative Frank. How's it going? It's going pretty well. Um, I'm gonna be upfront with you. I don't like the format of your show. Uh, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What don't you like about it? I think it's very irritating. I just yeah, I don't get it. Some people find your show soothing, allegedly. If I'm going to be honest, I think that your production crew wrote all those letters themselves and sent it to themselves for that that fan mail special. I think that was completely bogus and faked. Because how can they get their messages all the way from Earth to? Well, all right. Whoa, let's not get into specifics here. Right, all right, yeah, I apologize for that, but you know, uh, I just that's another thing. But that's a separate issue. Um, but yeah, I just it's some people find it soothing. Apparently, I just think it's very irritating, and I'm just constantly waiting for just get to the point already. And like you'll mention something and then you never come back to it, or you'll state a statistic or a fact or something that's incorrect, and then you never correct it. Not even in the next episode or several episodes later. You just forever let it remain uncorrected until someone from the comments section eventually has to call you out on it. It's very frustrating. Um, and it's just there's a lot of issues there with the format, but just the overall format of the show. Like, oh yeah, there's a specific time that I gotta call, and I gotta wait for for your people to tell me when Oh, okay, all right. Look, figure to Frank. What? Why don't we just kind of take a few steps back here? Oh, all right. Steps back. Okay. Wow. Now I'm back in the pond. Oh, I'm in the pond. Oh, I'm drowning. Oh, I'm drowning. I'm in the pond. I'm drowning in the pond now. Oh, oh. All right. Well, while figurative Frank's put it on mute there. It's getting kind of loud. Oh my, he's really really belting out those screams there. All right. Well, um, but yeah. So while figurative Frank goes for a impromptu swim from the sounds of it. Um, I guess we'll go to some other segment of the show, perhaps. What other segments? Do we have any other segments? Like any other regular segments that we do on here? No? Well, not yet anyway. But let us know. Let us know in the comment section your ideas for any other regular segments we should do on the show besides, just having Figurative Frank call us. Um, because, we're not guaranteeing that we'll implement it into the schedule, but we'll at least consider it. And if we like it and it seems feasible, it seems possible, um, then, we'll definitely give it a try. Because I certainly am open-minded to it. Um, so yeah, so, let us know your ideas. In the meantime, let's see, what's something else I could talk about? Um, yeah, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter what I'm talking about, just as long as I'm just kind of, saying anything. And, you could say, oh, I'm padding for time. Does it have to be for time? Can I just be padding, uh, like just because, like I'm just patting, like what if I just enjoy the act of patting? Like what's wrong with that? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Uh, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that. I mean, there's a whole community out there of uh, padsters. Yeah, padsters, and they're just padding away night and day. Um, yeah. So it's about all there is to it. It's about that sums it up. All right, I think figurative Frank is back on land, I believe. Uh, let's put double F's there back on the line. All right, figurative Frank, you there? Yeah, I'm here. What happened back there? I told you exactly what happened as it was happening. I was I was back in the pond, in the water pond, and I was almost drowning. Well, all right, you know what? I'll admit it. I was drowning. The lifeguard had to come in and save me. Oh, wow. Well, good. There was a lifeguard there at least. That's some good news, right? Yeah, I suppose you could say that. But the lifeguard was present there, so that's something. Well, why so down? Figurative Frank. What's going on? Oh, geez, I don't know. I mean, I almost just drowned back there. I almost just died. I mean, that was pretty unpleasant. I didn't really like the way that felt back there. I didn't really appreciate what was going on. I didn't take too kindly to nearly drowning. Well, figurative Frank. I mean, maybe, no offense. I don't mean for you to take this the wrong way or anything, but I mean, maybe if you, uh, no, you know what? No, no, no. I want to hear it. I want to know what this. Oh, come on. I should. No, no. You started the sentence, so finish it. Come on. All right, fine. Um, but I mean, maybe figure to Frank, if maybe if you would have, at some point in your life, uh, you know, uh, I don't know. Can you please tell me? Can you maybe if you would have learned to swim? Oh, okay. Oh, this again. Really, really. You're still not over this. You're still holding this against me, huh? All these years, you gotta wait to bring this up again until you have to embarrass me on a live show. Uh, with all these listeners and all the jellyfish and all the vinegar eels and all the humans and you really you're gonna do this? Is this really what we're doing now? Is this the segment of the? Oh yeah. I bet that's the new idea. That's the new segment for the show. Yeah, you didn't think I heard that while I was drowning there? You were shilling to the viewers. You were soliciting them for advice on how to make your show better because that's all you care about. That's all you care about is your blasted show. You don't even care about me, that I'm, almost dying there. You know what you do? You mute me. You just put me on mute because it's unpleasant to listen to, because you're the victim, because that's always how it is. You just can't, you, and and then you have the nerve to say what you just said about swimming and about the if I learned to swim. You know what? You, I'm done. I'm done. Talk to you next episode. That's it. That's it. Hello. Oh, we seem to have lost Figure to Frank there. Oh, well, we must have something else to do there. Um. Anyway, so yeah, we still got some time left. So what are we gonna do now? Um. Well, one thing we could do, one thing I could do is just talk about uh, another thing to talk about, another thing to talk about. Um, so yeah, what else I could do? I could do like a little double, like an extra opening here. Uh, so I was at an auction the other day, and I got to thinking the the auction. I'm sorry, I wasn't at an auction. That was I just remembered that was someone else I was thinking of. I apologize for that. What's something I did recently? Me, the host of Hello, Greetings, and Salutations. What is something that I did recently? Well, I talked to Lofty the Fish recently. Yeah, that's something I did. Yeah, I know, I know. Um, yeah. Uh, no, you can pick up your jaw moderator. Um, yeah, Lofty the Fish and I go way back, honestly. We were like in high school, we were inseparable. Yeah, it was really something. We had a very special friendship, very special bond there. Uh, so I mean, it's yeah, um, yeah. So Lofty the Fish. I mean, we keep in regular contact. We still talk. Maybe not on the daily, but you know, here and there, a couple times a week at least. So, the Lofty the Fish. That's just how it is. That's just how we go. Uh has Lofty has their own show, um, which is I believe it's called. I think it's raining outside the building here. That is unexpected. Did not plan for rain. Yeah, sorry, no, that's not the name of the show. The name of the show is Randomness, the audio show. So if you want to check that out, you know, I guess you'll have time because these aren't just going to be airing back to back, right after. They might be airing front to front or side to side, maybe. Although according to grammar or semantics or uh, uh, et, eptology or whatever, I guess it would technically be side to side. Well, no, no, I've heard side by side, side to side. I've heard both. I guess they're interchangeable. That's another thing. Is there really a difference between side by side and side to side? Well, I guess side to side is more of it's an action. It's a movement, moving from one side to another. Like swing your arms from side to side. That's that. And then side by side is like the two objects were placed side by side. It's like next to each other. So that, I guess that's the definition for that there. Um, so let's see. I guess I can start wrapping it up now. I can bust out the wrapping paper and you know, uh, get a little bow out there and make this a neat little gift. It's a nice present, um, for whatever the occasion may be, because I'm sure it's some kind of special occasion at this time somewhere where someone is listening to this. So, I just want to say, um, uh, have a good special occasion. So there we go. And I don't want to make you feel like I'm, commanding you to do anything because I'm not that kind of host. I believe in well, I don't want to get into politics or anything like that, but um, suffice to say, I wish you the best of luck in whatever endeavors you may find yourself entangled in, and yeah, you'll be hearing from me again shortly, hopefully, if you decide to tune back in. Next one of these should be out shortly, so until then, hello, greetings, and salutations, because there's no farewells here. There's only greetings because you're not saying goodbye to anything, you're only saying hello to something else. So say hello to the next thing that you're doing after you're done listening to this, which will be in only a few more seconds. So, hello, greetings, and salutations.